Hey everybody, welcome back to Gun Deals. Today I'm very excited to go over PSA AK-104, which is obviously what we have in my hands right here. So we'll just go over the external features, the internals, the trigger pull, overall thoughts, and so on. So let's dive right on in. Okay, so what comes in the box? It does come with a 30-round PMag if you do live in a state that allows those. And it comes with a user manual and a gun lock and a Palmetto sticker. Okay, so let's dive into the gun. I got this one because I really like the folding stock, the folding brace at the back here. So as you can see, this is a brace and not a stock because this is a 12-inch barrel that we have here and not a full 16-inch. So we do have the brace, and as I say, it is foldable. Now these can be a little tight out the box. So if it is, just push down on the bottom and it will just flip to the side if it's yours is tight. And that closes over and sits on the other side like so. Now the good thing about it sitting on the other side is the fact it doesn't interfere with the charging handle or the trigger down here. So you can actually fire this in the current configuration. So it's just kind of something that's kind of, you know, helpful if you need it, you know, and just maybe you have this put away in a backpack or something like that, I don't know. But just convenient to be able to fold that if you're, say, for storage or something like that. That back. Very cool, and it's just attached to a 1913 pick rail right here, so you can take this off very, very easily and put a different brace on if you wish. Moving forward, obviously we just have the dust cover and the lower receiver. The receiver is a stamped lower receiver. All the rivets look excellent, very nice. And then we come to the safety here. This is PSA's enhanced safety, and what that is it has two little ledges right here that come out, and they've been extended and they are texturized so you can manipulate it with your index finger from fire to safe. So very cool. Then moving on down, we have a polymer plastic grip right here, and kind of polymer furniture up here, also kind of that classic AK look. Very cool. So we'll switch this to the other side. We have the side mount right here, so you'd put your mount on, and basically you have a 1913 pick rail that would sit just above your dust cover right here, and you can attach an optic if you wish. So it has that feature for it also. And obviously it does have the paddle release for the mag release. I love paddle releases. They're super fast and they just make sense, I think. So I really do like paddle releases. We'll come down to the trigger. We'll go over the trigger in a couple of minutes. We'll change the camera angle. We'll do it like a pull and things like that and see what the weight comes in at. So moving up, obviously this is the bolt, and the bolt carrier is in here, and the front trunnion, and these are all hammer forged parts. Hammer forged parts are excellent. That's what you want to hear. Your parts are made of. You don't want cast parts or anything like that. You do want your hammer forged parts. They will last you a long time. Excellent quality from PSA. So happy to see that. Moving up, we have the rear sight, and you can adjust this out to 800 yards, all the way down to obviously 0. If you can hit something at 800 yards with iron sights, good on you. I definitely can as I get older, but it's just nice that they're on there. It's just another nice little feature. Moving up, obviously this is your gas tube. On the other side, we have a sling attachment right here. The barrel, as I mentioned already, is a 12-inch barrel, and it's 4150 steel. And then we have a mini crank brake on the front. If you're familiar with AKs, you'll know this, and if you're not, these brakes are super easy to change out. There's a little dimple that's going to be just in front of your front sight post right here, and you will just simply push down on that little dimple, and you will just simply rotate and screw off your brake like so. And then you can switch it out and put anything you want on. So it's just really nice. I really like that. Features on AKs to change out whatever you want to put it back on. Once you get it down to where that little dimple is, push the dimple down. You're going to want to turn this brake all the way as far as it can go. And then what you're going to do is once it hits that spot, you're going to turn back until the dimple slots into, there's a little groove on the brake, and you'll hear it. And that's it locked into place. And that's it. That's how you change that out. Very, very cool. We also do have cleaning rod on here. A lot of PSAs earlier, AKs, and I still think some of them, maybe the GF3s, don't come with a cleaning rod. So it does have that right here. To access this, you would need to take your brake off to take that out, but it does have it on there. Okay, I think that's pretty much the exterior. This say the fit and finish is very, very nice. Just kind of what I've come to expect from PSA. They're really doing a fantastic job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the camera angle so we can look down on this. We'll go over the trigger and take it apart and show the internals. Bear with me. Okay, this is a much better angle. So let's go ahead and take that magazine out. We obviously are unloaded. So what we're going to do is I think we'll just go over the trigger pull first before I take this apart. So we're going to use a Wheeler trigger pull scale. And so let's rack the gun and let's see what we get. It's a single stage trigger. It is PSA's own trigger. Let's see what it comes out to. It's pretty smooth and it feels pretty light. Now this trigger is pretty curved, so it might be a little difficult. So 2 pounds 15. So just, I mean, literally just shy of a 3 pound trigger. Let's do that again. £2 9 ounces. And we'll do this just one more time for the fun of it. I'm just trying to make sure it gets on the same spot each time. 2.5 pounds. Okay, we're kind of getting an inconsistent pull here. Let's do it one more time to see what we get. 2.5 pound. It looks like between 2.5 and 3 pound trigger. It is a very light trigger. So let's go over how the trigger feels, the take up, the brake, and so on. So let's have a look at that. So we got a little bit of take up right there, as you can see. A little more take up. It's kind of a long take up. You can see the movement there. And it's pretty, that kind of caught me by surprise. It's such a light trigger. So yeah, it's got a decent amount of take up. It's a nice, positive, clean brake though. I do like that brake. All right, let's do the reset. We're also going to have quite a bit of let out. Nice, positive, and tactile reset on that. So the things I don't like about it is just how much take up it's got. I mean, this is not a competition trigger. I mean, obviously you can put a nicer trigger in this. ALG make a nice AK trigger. In actual fact, I recommend putting them in. I'm just a huge fan of those triggers. This is not a bad trigger. The take up's a little long, but everything else is, and the let out is long, but it's a really positive brake, very crisp and clean. And as I said, the reset is very tactile and positive. I do like that. Okay. Let's move on. If you have never taken down an AK before, it is very simple. At the back of your dust cover here, you're going to see this little button, and you're going to push that button in all the way just so it goes past this dust cover. So it just goes basically in, and then you're just going to pull up just gently, and the dust cover comes off like so. This is obviously your guide rod. So what you're going to do is you're going to push forward and slide that out. So on the bottom of this guide rod, the back piece here, there's two little tabs, and those little tabs go under this back piece right here, so they go in that way, and that's what holds it into place. If your trigger is up, make sure your trigger is down when you pull this out. So you're just going to pull back on the bolt carrier group. So this is your bolt carrier group here. As I said, these are hammer forged parts, so they are very high quality parts. So there we go. Put that down. And as I said, this is obviously your fire control group. As I say, if you want to switch this trigger out, they're pretty easy to do. There's videos online showing you how to do that. And then if you come to the gas block to take this out, what you're going to do is there's a little tab right here. It's a little hard to see, I realize. And you're going to lift this up, and you'll see it moving down in here. So as we move that up, and it's going to come out, and it's kind of like a half moon shape, and it's going to come out at the top. You're going to make sure that that is level with the top piece right there, and you should simply just take out your gas tip. And that's how easy it is to disassemble an AK. No tools required, very, very simple disassembly. So yeah, very cool. All right, and then obviously to put it back together, you're just going to go in reverse. You're going to make sure that you have this lined up again to put your gas tube back in. So that's lined up. You're going to put the front end in first, and then you're just going to simply push down and then push down on that tab, and that is the gas tube back in place. All right, now we're going to put the bolt back in. So you're going to put it in at the front first and then slide this in. At the back here, there's you're going to see like an extra piece. It looks a little different, sticks out, and it just slots into this slot on the lower receiver on either side. And you're just going to push that in like so, and then push your bolt forward, and that's it in. Take your guide rod and spring, put it in there. And remember what I said about these tabs that's on here? So you're going to push that forward until those tabs sit under those lips and let it go, and it sits in there just fine. Take your dust cover, put it on, slide it up. Make sure the button is in the hole back here, and at the front there's like a half moon cutout. You want to make sure that this dust cover sits in to like so, and then your button just pops out and you're back in place. And we've obviously put it back together. Very cool, very, very simple. All right, I'm going to change the camera angle one more time. All right, let's talk about shooting. This was a ton of fun to shoot. I had zero issues. I was just using some Red Army steel cased ammo. Everything fed just fine, as you've seen at the beginning of the video. Just these, you know, these AKs, I've had every variant now from PSA, or excuse me, I've reviewed every variant from PSA now. And every one of them have just been great. I've had absolutely no problems whatsoever. The quality's been excellent, especially for the price point. They're just solid, good to go AKs. So yeah, so very, very happy with them. They do have a 100% lifetime warranty on these via PSA as well. So if you do have any issues, which I don't expect you will, but if you do, you can hit them up and they will take care of you for sure. All right, let's talk about pricing. This particular model comes in at just under $1,100. There is other models of the AK-104 that doesn't have the folding brace, just has some other options if you want to look at those. So yeah, there's a couple of different ones out there, but here's how to get the best price on these firearms. To get the best price on this firearm, scroll down to the description, select the UPC code there, and then enter it into Google and search. And then look for the gun deals link, which is at the top here. Click on that. That will take you to our website. Simply scroll down and you will see where it is in stock and the price. Select whatever one you would like. All right, so do I recommend Palmetto State Armory's AK-104? This is going to come to no surprise to you guys, but absolutely yes. I think they're great. I have now, as I say, I have now reviewed every single one of them, of the models, the 104, the GF5, GF4, GF3, you name it, and they've all been great. I've had zero issues with them. The fit and finish in all of them has been really good. It's fed everything that I've shot through it. I've had no problems, so I've been very, very happy with them. PSA just does a fantastic job. They're really, really knocking it out of the park with their AK line, so very happy with it. So yeah, all right, that's it. And if you guys have any questions, please ask them below. We are always happy to help out wherever we can. And until next time, we'll catch you later.